Now, from South Seminole Academy in Castleberry, Florida, direct from the third floor of building number 3, this is South Seminole News.
Hi, I'm Lucy.
And I'm Jessica. Welcome to part 1 of Weirdest Children's Books.
Welcome to our segment of the Friday Show. Today we will learn about the weirdest children's books.
This is about a pig whose heads fall off whenever he gets aggravated. Let me back up for a sec. He hates sheep because they have wool, and therefore he gets mad and his head falls off. Also, he has horns. Now do you get it? No. At this point, he pretends to be a tiny baby, and also a plant. It's just a very weird book. I mean, what is the moral of the story?
Sure, if you want to have waking nightmares for the rest of your days, read The Lonely Doll. It's about a doll already creepy who lives all alone. Then one day, a father and son bear show up and just start living with her and disciplining her and promising to never leave. And it's illustrated with black and white nightmare photographs. But why is this a children's book?
Another really weird children's book is one about a bunny going to a butcher. Weird, right? The whole book is about their journey learning which animal provides which meat. But why a bunny as the main character?
Have you ever actually read the real Grimm fairy tales and not the Disney retellings of them? They're incredibly violent, bleak, and nightmare-inducing. They don't all have a happily ever after, and many of the tales involve horrific mutilation and abuse of children. I honestly don't understand how anyone came up with the idea of this horrible story.
Another one I would never read is The Twits by Roald Dahl. It's about a terrible, cruel couple who hate each other, spend their days making each other's life miserable, abusing a family of monkeys, and catching birds and baking them into pies. Why would you read this to a child? Oh, and the happy ending consists of the monkeys striking back and glue all the twits' furniture to the roof, making them think they are upside down. So the monkeys put glue on the floor, and the twits go upside down thinking they are correct, but they are glued upside down, and that causes them to shrink until they disappear. Like, what?
A really weird one is called Who Cares About Elderly People? It has no author, just an illustration, which is Pan Adam. This mystery author has also created another book called Who Cares About Disabled People? This is just mean and awful.
Hello, I'm Callie.
And I'm Maria.
And I'm Caitlin. Welcome to part 2 of Weirdest Children's Books.
Let's get started.
In a Dark, Dark Room and Other Scary Stories is about a collection of short stories that has some scary staying power. Schwartz wrote classic folktale and scary tales that even put adults on edge, like The Girl with the Green Ribbon for children. It features reanimated corpses, skeletons, ghosts, and other things you wouldn't want to run into late at night. In his foreword to the book, Schwartz insists that these stories are meant to be read out loud to little children, which is very interesting considering how scary it is.
Graveyards are even spooky for adults, so naturally it's the setting for Neil Gaiman's book for kids. The Graveyard book is about, you guessed it, a kid named Bod who is raised in the graveyard by ghosts and werewolves. He has to choose whether he wants to continue facing otherworldly terrors in the graveyard or to journey outside of the graveyard and come in contact with the man who killed his family. This book is best for kids who are 10 years or older. I would only read this to children I don't like.
Another really weird book called The Witches. The Witches. Your child will never look at women wearing gloves the same again. The boy's grandmother has been preparing him for encounters with witches his entire life, but she has never expected him to stumble a whole convention of them. The witches gathered in England under the guise of the Royal Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Children conference. But in fact, they're planning an attack that will exterminate children. This dark drool book is fun to read for younger readers during any season, but especially around Halloween.
Another book is called Coraline, and it is about when Coraline discovers the mysterious room in her house leads to another house that's nearly identical to her own. She decides to stay for a while, and it's better than her own house, and so parents who live there. Everything naturally takes a dark turn when they don't want her to leave, and Coraline has to use all her wits to escape back to her old life. This book has twists and turns in ways that you might not even expect.
Fairy tales are often the result of years and years of oral and folk traditions, so it isn't surprising when they pop up in contemporary literature, television, musicals, or film. But actually sitting down and rereading the original source material can sometimes be a shock, as is certainly the case with Hans Christian Andersen's stories. Originally published in 1845, The Little Match Girl tells the story of a little girl dying of hypothermia, trying to keep herself warm by the light of a match. Yeesh. Why would you read this to children is my question.
Dull Bones by Holly Black. At 12 years old, lifelong friends Zach, Poppy, and Alice are ferociously clinging to their childhoods. Using old Barbies, pirate action figures, dolls from Goodwill, and their imaginations, they have created an exciting world of characters and elaborate game. Figuring heavily in their plotline is the Queen, an antique doll of bone china that belongs to Poppy's mother, and is strictly off-limits to the kids. She is also incredibly creepy, which is why I recommend you don't read this.
That's all for our segment of the Friday Show. Make sure to watch for us next week.
Bye and have a great day.
You're gonna debit it?
So if I was to get tickets, I put some. Okay, so if we do this, we just take right here.
Oh, we had the exact same.
The same annual salary.
My name is Tyler Cavelli. I'm in 8th grade.
My name's Olivia, and I'm in 8th grade.
I'm Julie England. I'm with the University of Florida, Seminole County Extension Office.
My name's Gianna. I'm in 8th grade.
My name's Kylie, and I'm in 8th grade.
I'm Karen Henry. I'm with the University of Florida, IFAS, Seminole County Extension.
Hello, my name's Jabari Gardner. I'm in 8th grade.
My name's Hannah, and I'm in 8th grade.
And I'm Katie Burris. I'm with the Seminole County Public Schools Community Involvement Department.
Hi, I'm Lenise Battle, and I'm in 8th grade.
We support the Living on My Own program by involving the community in this financial literacy program. We bring volunteers from the community in to serve as representatives from the stations that the students will visit, representing those real life opportunities out in the community, that the choices that the students will have to make.
Today we are working on the Living on My Own process, and I was working on child care and putting my kids in daycare. I'm a personal finance advisor. I get $41,000 a year and $33,466 a month. And I was working on getting groceries.
Living on My Own is for middle and high school students, and it gives them an opportunity to work through financial literacy simulation, where they are 25 years old and they are assigned a job or career and a family situation. With this information, including their net pay for the month, they have to make decisions in terms of transportation, housing, childcare, groceries, and it really gives them an opportunity to make choices about how they're going to spend their money.
My experience so far, it's really fun. I like it. So for the fun place, I spent $300 on going to a cruise, and I have some money left over.
First off, I went to stations and I spent unnecessary money that I don't have.
I did not get a lot of wiggle room with this payment.
Each and every month, there's the possibility that life can happen.
All right.
Things come up every day that are good news, bad news. We never really know when it happens. So for you, life happens. I'll let you choose a card. Let's see what it is.
Sign your kids up for after school sports. Get ready. That's $90.
Living on My Own is a great partnership between the University of Florida IFAS Extension and the Seminole County Schools community involvement. It brings the education from the university and partners it with community involvement and their volunteers that provide a really great experience for youth. We have a lot of youth participating. We had 1,200 youth in 2019 and we're continuing in 2020, and it really gives youth a chance to understand what living on their own for a month is.
Basically, you're doing what you would do as an adult, and what would you do in a real life situation?
For me, I donated to charity I donated $10 to buy a shirt, which is donated to charity. I didn't know that you were going to lose so much money to deductions like taxes and stuff. It's so much money. Like, I had originally like $4,000 a month, and now I'm down to like $3,000, so it's a lot of money you lose a month.
Greetings, Hurricanes. As you see, I'm here with Mr. Moran, and we are here to actually introduce the new HERO program. As you've seen on Thursday and Friday, we have been walking around all administrators with their cell phone and the HERO app and these mobile printers that you see with Mr. Moran. So the HERO program is intended to reward positive behavior, but also track the negative behavior such as tardies, skipping, dress code violations, and IDs. So the way it works, as you saw from the trial run on Thursday and Friday, as we catch students in the hallway late, after the late bell rings, we're going to have a ticket printed. We'll go on to the mobile printer, we'll print a ticket, and you will take that ticket to your classroom teacher as your unexcused tardy pass to get in. The bad news for all students is, as soon as we print a ticket, your parents are going to get an automatic email notification of every single infraction. And through our tardy policy, our skipping policy, our dress code policy, and our ID and badge policy is going to operate the same way with progressive discipline. So we're going to give a verbal warning, written notification, Wednesday detention 1 hour, Wednesday detention 2 hours, Wednesday detention 3 hours, Saturday detention, and hopefully not on to the point of Saturday detention. So what we need you to do, Hurricanes, is get to class on time, be in dress code, have your IDs on you daily, and avoid the negative infractions of HERO. We're also going to be rewarding Storm Bucks, which will start next week with the HERO system, and we will be rewarding Storm Bucks, and your classroom teachers will be able to reward Storm Bucks. Can you show us how it works, Mr. Moran?
Yeah, just enter the student ID. If you're doing a positive, then I enter it, it comes up, put how many Storm Bucks I want, hit track student, and print out the pass, and that's it. And also, that's the exact same way it works for the negatives.
Easy as that. You take your ticket, you go on to class, we log your positive Storm Bucks in the HERO system, and we also log the negative infractions such as tardies, skipping, ID violations, and tardies. So if you have any questions, you can ask your classroom teacher, or you can speak to any of us in transition. Thank you for listening. Have a happy Monday, and let's have a good week. Get to class on time, Hurricanes.
Hello and welcome to the Friday Show. I'm Maria.
And I'm Lucy. Today's topic is the top 10 weirdest fast food items around the world.
One is the Kuro Pearl Burger from Japan. It is a burger with charcoal-infused beef and cheese slices.
There is squid ink mixed with the onions, garlic sauce, and the bun itself.
It sounds really weird. Another interesting one is the buffalo-flavored latte from the U.S.
It's not exactly appetizing. Luckily, it's served in 2 places in all of the U.S.
This one's from Hong Kong. It's the Flying Fish Roe Salmon Cream Cheese Pizza.
Yeah, it's a pizza topped with salmon on a crust stuffed with cream cheese and flying fish roe. Who would eat that?
To you donut lovers, this one is really gross. The dried pork and seaweed donut from Dunkin' Donuts in China.
The dried pork one is floss-like pork sprinkled on a donut. The other one, well, it's just seaweed on a donut.
Just to make it sound worse, the donut isn't even sweet at all. It has more yeast and flour than sugar.
There's also the foie gras burger from Japan. It's just a normal burger, right? Until you read the description.
This burger has goose liver and truffles inside, and it's $16.
Now here's Jessica and Callie. Bye.
Hi, I'm Jessica.
And I'm Callie. Here's one that's absolutely ridiculous and disgusting. The pumpkin bomb burger from Japan's Burger King.
The pumpkin bomb comes stuffed with bacon, a nut sauce, and get ready, 10 slices of fried pumpkin.
Wow, that's a lot. Another one is a delicious looking cake, right?
Yeah, do you want to know the name of it? Chef Lou's famous Idaho ice cream potato.
What? Well, in North Carolina, they have the witch doctor, which is basically the nastiest thing in the universe. It's all the sodas, some pickle juice, and a few pickles. Are you hungry now?
Are you ready for this? It's the Starbucks red bean green tea frappuccino from China.
Ew! Here's our last one. A funnel cake. Coasted in spaghetti sauce with plain sausage sticks and in the middle.
Yuck. Well, that's all for today.
Make sure to watch for us next week, but
don't forget to starve!